King's Indian defense, Alekhine Anti-Grnfeld, Neo-Grnfeld defense, Goglidze attack. Sudden a close game that was lost by a mistake. Black got the better of White in that game. White played a bit better than Black in the opening. That was a well-fought middle game that Black got the better of. Black really came to play in the end game. Opening with the Queen's pawn. The Indian game begins by controlling the important e4 square with the knight, rather than a pawn. By taking control of the crucial d5 square and creating a space on which the knight can move to c3 without obstructing the c-pawn, move c4 helps to create a strong center. With the help of the King's Indian defense, White can get ready to develop the bishop to g7 and create a powerful center that Black will later try to damage. f3 weakens White's kingside and the e3 square while preparing the e4 pawn advance and removing the g4 square from Black. The light-squared bishop can advance and the c4 pawn is attacked when d5 occupies space in the center. Backs off. This strikes a rival knight. The knight is now on a square that is more secure. By doing this, a knight moves out of its beginning square and into the action. This poses a risk of winning a pawn. This defends a piece that is being attacked but is not well defended. Castling gets the king to a safer square, out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling kingside tends to be safer because the king is further from the center. This activates a queen by developing it off of its starting square. This develops a knight from its starting square, activating it. The pawn is now adequately defended. By doing this, a queen moves off of its beginning square and into the action. This protects an underdefended pawn that is under attack. This is the only move that works. This moves the queen to safety. This threatens to kick a knight. The opposing knight is kicked by a pawn, and must now move or be captured. This is the only good move. It is the last book move. This lets the opponent capture a knight to win material. This permits the opponent to reveal an attack on a queen. It is an inaccuracy. This ignores an opportunity to capture a vulnerable knight. It is an inaccuracy. What I would have advised is that it is ideal. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This moves the knight to safety. It is excellent. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This misses the chance to offer an equitable exchange of pieces. It is incorrect. This misses a chance to relocate a rook to safety. It is incorrect. This overlooks a better way to move a bishop to safety. It is a miss. Very precise. It is best. Recaptures. It is ideal. This is not the right idea. It is an inaccuracy. The queen is now on a square that is more secure. That's good. This prevents an assault on a pawn that may have been taken. That's good. The queen is now on a square that is more secure. That's good. What I would have advised is that it is ideal. This misses a chance to build a knight outside of its beginning square. It is incorrect. Now that the rooks can see one another, they can defend one another. It is ideal. This develops a rook off its starting square, getting it into the action. It is good. By moving a rook from its starting square, this activates it. That's good. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. It is good. This threatens to attack a trapped knight. It is a mistake. This moves the bishop to a better location, allowing it to control more squares. This stops the opponent from being able to attack a trapped knight. It is best. Black was formerly in a better position, but today White is the victor. It is incorrect. That was a great move and very hard to find. This is the only good move. It is brilliant. This exchange is fair. That's good. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This forks pieces by creating a simultaneous attack. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This avoids the knight's check. It is quite good. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This is the only good move. It is best. Backs off. It is ideal. This comes in several sections. It is quite good. This develops a knight from its starting square, activating it. It is ideal. Now that the rook is on an open file, it is easier to control squares all over the board. That's good. This allows the knight to control more squares. It is best. This poses a fork piece threat. It is ideal. By posing a threat to a queen and compelling it to flee, this wins a tempo. That is good. That pawn was available for free. It is quite good. This defends the pawn that was attacked. It is ideal. This is an equal trade. This is the only move that works. It is best. Recaptures. It is ideal. This avoids the queen's check. It is ideal. This misses a better way to add a defender to a vulnerable knight. It is an inaccuracy. That's a decent move. That's good. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. Backs off. It is ideal. Very precise. It is best. This defends the attacked pawn. It is best. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. It is best. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be challenged by opposing pawns as it tries to promote. It is best. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. It is ideal. This places a rook on the 7th rank, activating it and putting the other side's king under pressure. It is quite good. What I would have advised is that it is ideal. This threatens to force eventual checkmate. It is an inaccuracy. It was a free pawn there. It is ideal. This steps away from the checking queen. This is the only good move. This is the start of the endgame and black is winning. It is a great move. The knight is now on a square that is more secure. It is ideal. This immobilizes the opponent's knight by pinning it to the king. This is the only move that works. This threatens to fork pieces. It is a great move. This gives the adversary the opportunity to promote a passed pawn. It is incorrect. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. It is best. That pawn was free for the taking. It is excellent. Sudden a close game that was lost by a mistake. Black got the better of white in that game. White played a bit better than black in the opening. That was a well-fought middle game that black got the better of. Black really came to play in the endgame.